The reason I snowboard is because I guess it's where I feel the most me. It's where I feel free, it's where I feel I can express myself without having to say anything, without having to depend on anybody else, even just be responsible for anything. I just go, I'm alone, and just completely free. Never wanted to be a lawyer, never wanted to be a dentist or anything where you're going to make tons of cash. So I don't think I sacrificed anything.
It's like when you fall in love. If you fall in love with someone, you don't really choose. Like if you fall in love with someone, you're not going to choose the person. It doesn't happen like that. If you fall in love with something, it's going to be the same. So at some point in his life, when he was a kid, he found snowboarding and something happened. It's his way, and I think everybody's got that.
One day we went out sledding with the family on the golf course just above my house. And there's a kid there with his friends, and they were all going down on this plastic snowboard with just a rope coming out the front. And none of them could make it down the hill. So I asked if I could try. And the first try I made it down the hill, so that sort of began my fascination with it. I guess, it boosts the ego, you want to do it again. And yeah, now it's been a love affair ever since. I've shaped my life around snowboarding. So I had a friend who found this job in Switzerland. We were living in Sun Peaks. We were both snowboard instructors, and he found this job teaching snowboarding in Switzerland. It sounds super interesting, so I had applied and decided, to make the move to Switzerland for a season, just to, find the adventure, to see what Europe had to offer, and decided to take off and see what happened. I actually met my wife the first day. She doesn't remember because she was a little bit of a snobby Swiss girl.
Obviously he saw me, I didn't see him. And then we just met through the season and we thought that we were pretty good together.
I was back here for New Year's Eve next year, and everything was going great until the 18th of February when I got caught in the avalanche in Nendaz. Bad timing in every way. Beginning of a relationship, beginning of a new season.
It snowed so much. I remember my mom saying, do you think it's an avalanche? And I remember telling her, no, not Jake, he knows better.
We can't check all the mountains, so we just do for the ski result. Since you didn't see an avalanche, you can imagine what is it.
Later in the day, I had someone that I didn't know calling me. He was like, you need to come down to the hospital. And I'm like, what's going on? He's like, he's fine, he can move his legs.
And we went up and started to ride, just pushing a little bit farther into the forest every time to get those fresh tracks, and found ourselves in this really bad spot. And I think this is the path that we took in the day I got caught in the avalanche. We're sort of riding down in these trees. Just kept getting a little bit farther and farther that way. And eventually it just gets into this really bad terrain trap with no exits. And with all the snow that had fallen, it was a bad day in a bad place. It all broke behind me. My friends started yelling for me to grab a tree or do something, try and get out of it, but I didn't even realize that I was moving. It was too late. I just made a grab for the tree and went over the first cliff, and then quickly over a second one. By that point, you couldn't see anything. It was just all like the hazy, sort of milky amber light. No, at the beginning, I just sort of like, oh man, okay, that's it, I'm gonna die. No gear, no anything. don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if it was spirit or God or an angel. I just know that I felt completely at ease and that I was gonna be okay. I figured I was buried completely, but I looked up and I could see trees and blue sky. And my friend, who was still up higher, he didn't know what happened. He took off his snowboard to not break another avalanche and just walked down. Even he's not sure how long it took. He made it all the way down and just eventually found me and dug me out with his hands. And yeah, I ended up getting choppered out.
For me, I think it definitely affected his, not his riding, but his confidence up in the mountain.
We have to follow your lead, so you need to tell us what the plan is. I will. Because you're the guide. If I follow Antoine's lead, I trust him, so I'd follow him anywhere. And he sort of talks me through some stuff and teaches me, and it's good. Hope you know what you're doing, man.
Like, I think just up in the mountains is definitely something that affected him. For sure. Like, who wouldn't be affected by that?
I can't see him.
Antoine! Does anybody have a visual on Antoine?
Negative.
I have visual, it's okay, I have visual. Can I get confirmation? I can't hear you. Can you please try and get me on the radio? Perfect. 3, 2, 1. I've still charged certain lines and, jump without looking. And I have to convince myself that I know what I'm doing. I know I can do it and just go. If you think about it too much, you just get drowned in all your fears.
I've never been in an avalanche like he did. I've never been in this situation, but I think if I would have, or if I will, for sure it takes a bit of time to get back on it,
I kind of wait for the moment in between thoughts. So it's like at the top of a jump or at the top of a line, I just sort of empty. I try and get it all out. A couple deep breaths, get my energy together. And there's always like a split second in between thoughts, and that's when I go.
Avalanche, broken bones, and he was pretty much depressed because you're in away and you're hurting and you're not necessarily understanding what people are saying to you.
8 days in the hospital, lost 20 kilos, 4 metal plates, 69 staples, about 30 screws later. They wanted to put me in like a low care hospital, so it's really like to get back on your feet and everything. Celine and I had discussed and decided that we could do it. I think it made us really stronger as a couple, and you know, any new relationship that undergoes any kind of trauma or a test, it'll make you or it'll break you. The first time I got back on the board was at the end of that same winter, so at the end of March.
Everybody's got a little thing that they do that just makes them feel themselves. Everybody's got that.
I still had that drive to snowboard. It didn't put me off for 1 second. I got my park job in Nendaz by sort of shooting my mouth off in a bar. My first year, I basically got a token salary, so I didn't make anything. Not even enough to pay rent and eat. Good thing my wife is understanding.
I met Jake here in Nendaz. I shape one season with these guys. For me, it's very cool to ride together.
He rides a lot of park, right? So park is all about training and feel for your board. And I haven't ridden a lot of park this year. I like to ride park. It's nice. At least it's controlled. You know, you don't have any risk of avalanches, rocks, so it's nice. But yeah, he'll push me. I probably wouldn't do this jump if Fabrice was in here. Being young, you're dumb. You haven't hurt yourself yet, or at least to a certain point, and you recover a lot faster. So for me, I take these beatings. If I fall, it takes me a lot longer to get back up. And then you've got the whole responsibility of family, job, career. So this thing it comes second, so I'm not gonna push myself as hard as maybe somebody who's 20 years old, just out of school, doesn't know what they're gonna do yet. So yeah, back when I was 20 years old, all I did was ride. I can't just up and off to every other run, every other mountain, every second. I can't do that. Got a family, got money, don't have money. What do you do?
the fact that he lives his passion the way he does is something that I love. I'd rather him go snowboarding and be happy than have a cranky husband. His passion is part of him. It's what makes him, but I didn't marry the snowboarder. I married Jake. He wants his girls to just enjoy it, to be a pleasure, not just something they have to do. And he's never been very competitive in snowboarding or in anything. He just likes it.
I've always never liked contests. It's the whole idea of competition. You should just ride because you like it. The idea of, I don't know, pitting people against each other, I don't like it. It's the future of the sport, man. I love it. Seriously, most of these riders are under 20. I told you it was risky coming here doing this contest. Told you from the beginning that I wasn't feeling it. Depends how you feel, if you're tired, if you're awake, what kind of night you had, what kind of breakfast you ate. So blame it on the fondue. And I don't know. I think they saw enough to know whether I made it or not. They don't care if I did enough runs. Totally didn't expect to make the final. Not at all. I felt I rode subpar. But yeah. It should be fun. We'll see what happens.
He likes to do maybe a competition or two, but more for the, I don't know, like for the people and for the personal goals and stuff like that.
What does snowboarding mean to you?
It's a style, lifestyle. For me, it's a really lifestyle. all I do, I'm thinking snowboarding everywhere. When I'm living in another country, every time I see where I can go, where I can do something, every time I'm looking for snowboarding. Yeah.
I ride because when I ride, I'm free. For me, it's just the liberty, and I like this feeling. And yeah, I think it's the most important sensation for me.
Well, love, I mean, like, yeah, when you find the person you want to end your life with, you know, it's more important than snowboarding, but snowboarding will always be there, you know.
His first loves are his girls now, and then there's snowboarding.
Just got smarter and more aware. And I think that's the best thing we can do in the mountains, is really just, you know, try and be at one with it, try and be educated. Hopefully you all get down to the bottom alive. There you go.
The trail